Have you ever tried to play sports in smart shoes? Back in school, if you forgot your trainers, you weren't allowed to take part in sports that day, and instead you'd have to be sent to a computer room somewhere to type up some essays. Some kids were so sad about this that they would try to sneak in with their shoes. But I have to tell you, it's very uncomfortable. So far you've learned how to build chords, major chords. We've used the blueprint of whole step, half step, whole step to build ourselves major chords. For example, C major chord we looked at last lesson. But major chords have an evil twin called minor chords. Except it's not actually evil, it just sounds less happy and a bit more dark. A minor chord, for example C minor chord and C major chord, are both C chords, but they just have slightly different purpose and function and quality. Just like shoes and trainers are all shoes, but they feel slightly different and they have slightly different purposes. The purpose for each chord is hard to explain, but it's something you begin to get a feel of as you progress in music. You can't wear trainers if you're trying to look businessy and smart, but you can't wear shoes if you're trying to play sports. Similarly, you have to be smart when choosing the type of C you want to play in music. I had to learn this the hard way. But how do you actually build a minor chord? Well, like I said, minor chords are the evil twins of major chords. Except they're not actually evil. Well, you've already done most of the hard work in building a major chord. For example, in the last lesson we looked at C. And I know I keep picking C, but forgive me. So we pick C one more time, C. And let's build a major chord. We go whole step, half step, whole step. And then we take 2, 4 away and we have the root, the third and the fifth, and then we have it, a C major chord. In order to find its evil twin, and that's not actually evil, then all you have to do is just change one note. Simply take the third note in the chord sequence and play it flat instead. So E becomes E flat, and that's all there is to it. You now have a C minor chord, and that wasn't so difficult. Well, let's practice on one more. Let's repeat the process with an A major chord and make this chord into a flat chord. So make it into an A minor chord. We have A, so we're going to play a whole step B, a whole step C sharp, half step D, and a whole step E. Then we take the second and the fourth away, play the root, the third and the fifth. That gives us A, C sharp and E. Now to make it a minor chord, we have just one simple step to do. We simply take the C sharp and play it as C, because it's the flat of the third, right? So C sharp becomes C, and that gives us A, C, E, and that's A minor chord. It's not very difficult once you've mastered how to build major chord, and that's why it's very crucial that as you're going through this course, you master each step, because the next lesson builds on the previous lessons. So if you're leaving things behind, you're quickly gonna get lost. Now let's repeat the process one more time for F. So we know to build an F chord, I'll just skip and tell you in advance. To build an F chord is F, A, C. So once I have the F chord, I know if I want to make it an F minor chord, all I have to do is flatten the third. So take the third, which is A, and it becomes A flat. You see? F, A flat, and C. And that's how we build minor chords. Building chords is all about formula. Once you learn how to play one type of chord, learn to repeat the process for all the notes on the piano. Don't just learn a C minor or an F minor. Learn to be able to do a minor chord for any note on the piano. This is why I created the practice videos, because the practice videos will test you on all the keys on the piano and make sure that you really have a firm understanding for this. So make sure you go through the practice videos, make sure you take the quiz, so that you can be 100% sure that you're not leaving anything behind as you progress. Musicians who don't do this earlier in their career develop the syndrome of not being able to play in all keys on the piano. Instead, they find themselves only comfortable with 1 or 2 keys, or maybe a few more, and they struggle to play in other keys. But not you, because you're going to learn everything as we progress.